Hey guys, and welcome back to Vitamin Y. So, of course, you guys know the Yubel Dark World is being taken off the Vitamin Y lineup. It used to be on Sunday, but now it's getting replaced by Yubel Infernities. So you get a 2 for today. You're going to have this one going up at 12, and you're going to have the Yubel Infernity Duel going up at, what time will that be going up? 1. Yeah, it'll be going up at 1. So, I hope you guys are looking forward to that. So I'm just going to go through the deck profile, tell you guys all the things that with the deck, what would I change, and pretty much the reason why this deck's just not on the series anymore. So let's just go through the deck. We run one of each Yubel. The reason why we don't have to run multiple copies is because A, we don't run Dark Grepher, and B, we have a lot of discard outlets. Therefore, if we draw Yubel, it's not a big problem like in other decks where you draw Yubel and you're shit out of luck. This one would be like, oh, I'll draw Yubel, okay, discard to the grave. Definitely a flaw with this deck, and the reason why it didn't work so hot is because there wasn't enough revival. I know you see the 3 limit verse and the 3 calls, but that really wasn't enough to make Yubel just really good. It did have a little bit of synergy, even with Yubel first form, you can just have Yubel first form go summon Dark World, return to the hand, summon Grapha, and then during the end phase, Yubel would just tribute the Grapha, so you don't neg. So that's pretty good, but overall the deck would just be better if you just play Dark Worlds. I am not a fan of Dark Worlds. I don't like Dark Worlds. I think they're really dumb. As you can see, I'm not playing Drag Down because I think that card's so dirty that I just don't feel comfortable playing that. So definitely not going to play that. But not only that, I just don't like the idea of just having a 27 to 3000 beater summon without any costs, A monster that powerful you generally have to put some resources into, but not Grapha. I really don't know what Konami was thinking when they came up with Grapha, and I'm just not a big fan of it. So, I got kind of sick of it. One day, I was supposed to duel with this deck. I ended up dueling against Dark Worlds in my locals. I didn't feel like using this deck, and since then, it just really hasn't shown up on Vitamin Y since. So, yeah, sorry for those of you who wanted this deck on the series, but I just wasn't for it. So, one of each Yubel. That's it. 3 Grapha. I don't like him. Like I already just said, I just don't like how you just summon him from the graveyard, just by returning a Dark World to your hand. Like, what is that? Like, what is that? You just +1. It's so dumb. Like if it was like maybe like banish a Dark World in your hand to summon him, I could go with that. I could go with that. But just return it to your hand. All you have to do is just normal summon, return, summon from a graveyard. No, like if it was like banish a Dark World from your hand to summon him. Yeah, because at least you'd be giving up a card in your hand to summon Grapha. Eventually, you're just gonna run out of Dark Worlds in your hand. You're not plussing from them being discarded. You're losing out because you're banishing. But in exchange, you get a 27 3000 beater. But for some reason, Konami just decided to make Grapha like this, and it's just an annoyance. I do not duel. This is one of the decks that I do not duel against on the video because it's not entertaining. And once again, it's another deck that can run damn skill drain. So not only is it annoying with drag down, annoying with Grapha, but it can also run skill drain. I just don't like Dark Worlds, so I just got sick of it, And this deck is one of the more milder versions. Like, Dark Worlds, they'll deck Devi you and Eradicator you and skill drain you and just kick your butt, and it's just like, wow, all right. Especially with like D-Fissure and Macro down to 1, they're just laughing. And Soul Drain, they're just laughing in their face. And like, haha, well, of course, Soul Drain doesn't stop Grapha, but still, it's just laughing in your face and just like, ha ha ha, look how good we are. And I just don't like it. I just don't like Dark Worlds. I don't like the idea of structured decks being that good. And, Dark Worlds, I liked them before Grapha came out, it was probably one of my favorite decks because, it'd be an easy, cheap deck to make on, like, the little Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games. You win a few duels, get your points up, your battle points, and, purchase more packs, and eventually make a deck that you really wanted to make, Maybe, I think it was, like, a GX game where, Dark Worlds came out in GX era, so that's when I was actually using it, and the best thing I had was gold and silver. There was no Grapha, there was no well, there probably was, but, I didn't use drag down and stuff like that. There was no gates, It was just Dark World dealings and Dark World lightning and just stuff like that. But now the deck is just irritating, so no more. Of course, we run the 3 brow. Brow helps you draw, and of course, it could be summoned with tour guides. So yeah, tour guide went up to 3, and then every Dark World player jizzed in their pants. But in my opinion, if you're gonna run it like that, it's just not really worth it. So. I run one Beige. Beige, when he's discarded, he's special summon. He does have a little bit of combo. You can like discard him to special summon him, and then return him to the hand to summon a Grapha, then normal summon him, return him back to the hand again to summon a different Grapha. So he does have a little bit of combos. With Gates on the field, he does become 1900, so it's not bad. 3 Snow. Snow is an irritant. Snow pretty much lets you search for any Dark World card, and just Snow is just a searcher, It's just like you discard it and you just search. So, yeah. Now, of course, since I'm not running Drag Down and other discarding cards, I decided to go with more of a consistency route and run cards that don't, necessarily hurt my opponent, but still allow me to do my play. So I run triple Archfiend, Trans Archfiend. You can discard a Fiend type, to have this card give 100 attack, so the card you would get effect, and when this card is destroyed and sent to graveyard, you can target one of your banished dark, is it Fiend or is it just, banished dark monsters and add that target back to your hand. So of course they're going to be banishing cards with Gates, so you banish it and then Trans dies, you get it right back to your hand, so pretty good. And then we are also running, hold on, mouse, okay, there you go, running Fabled Raven. This guy's really good because you can just discard any amount. He is a tuner, but most of the time I don't sync with him, and I don't really want to go into that extent, so I decided not to just play in tuners. It really wasn't worth it. But, he's just another discard outlet. Whether he discards one or all my hand, I'm definitely going to be, getting some resources back. So, thank you for existing Fabled Raven, because, Drag Down would probably be in your place. if I wanted to play a competitive version of the deck. I run 2 Armageddonites, and the reason why is because not only can Armageddon Knight drop the Bell to the graveyard and make sure, Limit Reverse is all good and dandy, but it can also drop Grapha, and, sometimes getting Grapha to the graveyard is essential. Dark World players, they play the one Foolish, just, go Foolish, drop Grapha, summon, return, summon Grapha again. So, it's pretty much having like 3 Foolishes because, pretty much the entire deck is dark, so, Armageddon Knight works in both ways, and there has been some times where he actually put in a lot of work. And then, you're on the 3 tour guides. Tour guide is okay in this one. If I was running like Dark Worlds competitively like myself, I probably wouldn't run tour guide at all, just because, she classes with Drag Down, you go Drag Down and show your hand, if your opponent sees a tour guide, they're going to start right out of hand instead of discarding any other Dark Worlds. So, she's okay. I actually said tour guide should have went to 3 about 2 ban lists ago, and it never did, so I kind of just forgot about it, and now it's at 3, I'm just like, okay, whatever. There's not a lot of decks I use are at 3, so, instead again being banned, then, nope. Okay, so you can just stay at 3 tour guide, and really no one cares about you. Alright, we go into spells. Not much. Triple Gates, of course. Dark World spell. You discard a Fiend, banish a Fiend, and then you draw a card. And then, of course, you get your effect from your discard. You can do that once per turn. You keep doing it, and all Fiends gain 300 attack, including Yubel, which is really good because it gives Terra 300 attack, so you can just poke your opponent with 300. And if they want to play monsters, alright, then I'll just end and wipe it, and, you're running out of resources. So, yeah. So, it's like a double-edged sword. No, that's not the right expression. I don't know. We run Dark World Duelings, of course. Each player draws a card, they discard a card. As long as you're discarding a Dark World, you're not getting neg. But if you're not, then it's a neg 1. Because you use a card, then you draw, and then you discard, so you neg 1 out of your hand. But unless so if you discard a Brow, then you zero out. So, and then the 1 Foolish. And traps, 3 Limit Reverse. I love 3 Limit Reverse. Limit Reverse is my favorite. Hold on. There we go. 3 Limit Reverse is my favorite trap in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It just pretty much says, turn Yubel into Terra, pretty much. You summon Yubel, Limit Reverse, and then you turn it to defense, it's destroyed, summon Terra. Too good. Call Haunted. It works double in the stack, it puts in a lot of work. Only can you, chain and revive Yubel, but you can also, call the Hunted one of your Dark Worlds, return it back to the hand, summon Grapha, and then, you just plussed, So, that's good. And, we're running, triple reckless, because reckless is when we countless duels, just being like just stalling out and just going, okay, reckless, 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 draw a whole bunch of cards, and then you start just going with Dark World plays. Alright, so quickly go to the extra deck, run 2 Zombie Steen, and he's okay. I think I made him once, and he was decent, but I never made 2, so I don't know why. It's been a while since I updated the extra deck, and I pretty much just kept it like this because I really didn't have any complaints. Of course, now it needs to be updated because, we have new cards coming out like 101 and Excite Night, but yeah. So I'd probably drop that down to 1. 2 Felgran. Felgran's great. He's a dick. Once per turn during your player's turn, Tactics Material. Target one face-up monster in the field. This turn's effects are negated, but it's also unaffected by other card effects, so you can use it attack or defensively. So, Felgran's just a great-ass card. Really annoying. Run one of this Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder. I was pretty much looking at, when I made this deck, I was looking at Dark World deck profiles, and I was looking at their extra deck. I don't think I've ever made this guy even once, so I'd probably take him out as well. Like, he's okay, but I probably wouldn't do it. Heretic Sun, Heliopolis, I think I used him a couple of times to discard, well, not discard, but tribute some monsters in my hand, and, pop some cards on the field, so he's pretty decent, Dark World should run at least one. Of course, Levier. Levier is great, especially with Tour Guide. Detach, get back one of your Dark Worlds, return it to the hand, summon Grapha. So, definitely put in work. You should run Levier. Leviathan, I don't know. He's in there. I think I made him maybe once, just sort of beater, but he's okay. Zen mains, you should have Zen mains. You should definitely have Zen mains. Zen mains is $7 right now? Oh, okay. Zen mains, just in case shit's hitting the fan, you can always just go Tour Guide, summon, and make a Zen mains and stall out for a little bit. Level of Chain, another card to send to the graveyard, you can make it sometimes, get yourself set up, and you don't really need it, especially since you're running 2 Armageddonites and Foolish, but, whatever, if you can make it, whatever. Most of the time in decks kind of like this, especially Yubel decks, I kind of feel that Level of Chain is pretty much a staple in Yubel, especially if you can afford one, because it'll just get you set up faster, Maestro, because it used to be go to Xyz. I mean, I used to always love to say Maestro to go to Xyz, but now 101 has topped him. But, yeah, but 101 and Excite Night need to be in here. Master Key Beetle, because you can make them. There's a lot of Dark Level 4, so why not? Cowboy, you gotta run Cowboy. Cowboy wins games. You can go into Forest, play Cowboy. Best Dweller, I don't even know why. I think, once again, I think I was looking at a Dark World player's deck profile, and I pretty much just took their extra deck and just plopped it in here. And apparently I'm running a second Zen mains that I didn't see, and for some reason they're not next to each other, so yeah, whatever. I don't care. Alright, so that was the Dark World deck profile. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the support, and I will see you guys tomorrow with, some Yubel beat, and also be sure to turn back in at 1 o'clock to see some Yubel Infernities for the first time. So, thanks for watching.